Is this slides are visible, right? No.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the last class we were completed that ABCD matrix, and we have seen the power dividers. So generally, so power dividers, it will be used for the power division. So it may be equal power division or unequal power division. Okay. Even we can divide the power between number of ports. Say for example, if you take 3 ports, so if we give an input at port 1, so we can get the equal powers at port 2 and port 3. In the similar way, if we give power at port 2 and port 3, it will be combined at port 1. So this is a power divider or combiner, we can call it as. And in the similar way, directional couplers are also used to divide the power, but you can divide the power unequally. So whatever the ratio you want, so that ratio you can able to get it from the directional couplers. And these power dividers generally will be having the zero phase at the output, only the power division will happen. So even some of the couplers, it will be having phase shift, it will come with the power division. Say for example, if you take the hybrid junctions, it will give the equal power divisions, but it will be having the phase shift at the output ports. Okay, so this is about the power dividers and directional couplers, and we will see what are the types of power dividers and couplers are there for the power division. So now generally we assume this power dividers are couplers which will be lossless. So if you take the loss into consideration, then you have to lead some complexual calculations. So that's why generally, so for the uh, calculation and as well as the for understanding purpose, generally we use to get the ideal power dividers, that is lossless power dividers. Okay, even lossy power dividers also there. So in order to match properly and to get the isolation at the output ports, so that different types of power dividers also there, so that we will see so later. Okay, so now generally, so by using the S matrix or S scattering matrix properties, so we can derive the some of the properties of directional couplers as well as power dividers. So now using this scattering matrix properties, we can see what are all the basic characteristic we can get for 3 and 4 port networks. Okay, so now the uh, whatever the properties which you get from the couplers or dividers is isolation, coupling and directivity. So isolation means whenever you get the power from output ports, that is port 2 and port 3. Say for example, if you have a 3 port network and if you have dividing the power between port 2 and port 3, so there is no interference between port 2 and port 3. There should be some very good isolation between port 2 and port 3, then only we will get the very good power division. So if the interference is there from port 2 to port 3, then it will be a problem. And also coupling, say for example, if I am uh, putting the port power at port 1 and I want to couple the port that port power from port 1 to port 3, so then it will be, there is no link between port 1 and port 3. So but I need to couple the power, so corresponding power, say for example, if I want to couple the power 3 dB, 6 dB, 9 dB, like that. So different powers I need to couple from the port 1 and port 3 which are not connected each other. So that is what coupling. So that also we can see how much coupling or coupler, different types of coupler, 3 dB coupler and 6 dB couplers, how we can design it. This is a one more important property, that is coupling. And directivity, say for example, if I directly connect port 1 and port 2, how much the power is flowing from port 1 to port 2. So that is what directivity. We will see how these equations and as well as the power it will transfer from one port to other ports in the different types of couplers. So now if you take the 3 port network, so it will be similar like a T junction. So that means you have the port 1. So if you say in the microstrip form, okay, if you have in the microstrip form, so this is port 1. So I'll take this as port 2 and this as port 3. Okay, so here if I give port 1 and this is port 2 and port 3, so this is similar, look like a T junction if I divide the power equally between port 2 and port 3. So this is what the T junction. This is very simplest type of power divider. Okay, so the power will go here as well as here. So now we can divide the power equally and also unequally. That depends on the application where we want unequal power division. So generally we'll go for the equal power division. Okay, so now if there is no anisotropic materials, if the device is passive, okay, like anisotropic material means if there is no ferrites used in the material, so then that device uh, will be passive, and it will the scattering matrix which you, if you take for that that is the component which is not having anisotropic material, then it must have the reciprocal. That means it should be, the scattering matrix should be symmetric. Okay, so say for example if you take the, you know already the S matrix. If I take 3 cross 3 for 3 port network, this will be the S matrix, that is S11, S12, S13, so like that. So now as I said, we are assuming it as a lossless, that is to avoid power loss, the desired the junction should be having lossless and matched with the all ports. Okay, so if I want to get the lossless condition, I need to match the all ports, that is S11, S22 and S33 will become 0. If I match the particular port, that value it will become 0. So now if I substitute this condition, that means if I put the that is matched condition at all the ports, so now this diagonal elements will become 0. So now if this diagonal elements become 0, and I also assume that the network is reciprocal, that is the device component which we have taken T junction or 3 port network, it is reciprocal. So now if it is reciprocal means the corresponding Sji or Sij it will be equal. That means S12, S21 will be equal, S13 and S31 will be equal, and in the similar way S23 and S32 will be equal. So now if you substitute that one, so you will get the new S matrix, which is if the network is reciprocal and as well as all ports are matched, then you will get the condition like this. So now if I want to obtain lossless condition, that means this scattering matrix, it should possess unitary property. Now is it possessing unitary property? You just check it. So now multiply the corresponding column with the complex conjugate, so then you will come to know. So now if you take the same column with the same column element multiplication, 0 into 0 it will be 0, s12 into s12 is, it is s12 square, plus s13 into s13, s13 square, that will be equal to 1. Okay, so this is the same column, if you multiply with the same column it will satisfy the unitary property, it should satisfy. So now we will see whether it will satisfy the unitary property. So now in the similar way, second column you multiply s1 square plus s23 square, and also third column s13 square plus s23 square. That will all will be equal to 1. So now if you correspondingly if you multiply the one column with the other column, that will be orthonormal. Orthonormal in the sense it should be equal to 0. Okay, so the complex conjugate of one column with the other column should be equal to 0. Now if you multiply these two columns, say for example the third one and second one, what will happen? So S12 into S13, so that is S12 star into S13 should be equal to 0. So all other it will be 0. 0 into this it will be 0. 0 into S23 it will be 0. And similar way, in the if you multiply first and second column, you will get S13 into S23. S13 complex conjugate into S23, that will be equal to 0. And similarly first and third column if you multiply, it will give only S12 into S23, that is S12 S23, S23 complex conjugate into S12, it will be equal to 0. So this is the orthonormal property and this is the unitary property. So now you examine, so what are all the parameters it will go 0, and what are all the other parameters if it goes 1. Say for example if I set now, so here if I set S23 equal to 0. Now if I set S23 equal to 0, so then if you put this equation S23 equal to 0, then your S12 will become equal to 1. Okay, so similarly, so you put all other conditions. So if you put S12, S23, S31 equal to 0, then you will get S21, S32 and S13 equal to 1. In the similar way, so if you set S21, S32, S13 equal to 0, then you will get this. So if you observe here, if I put this condition, you will get this. If I put this condition, you will get it. But simultaneously, both the same values should not take the different values of the parameters. That is S31, if you see here, S31 equal to 1, here equal to 0. Or if you take S13, if it is here it is 0 and here it is 1. So that's why, so in 3-port network, what will happen? So the network, it may not be parallelly, it won't give the two properties, that is lossless as well as reciprocal. Okay, so if the condition is 3 ports are matched, okay, if all the ports are matched, if all the ports are matched, then you won't get simultaneously, you cannot get, okay, simultaneously, so you cannot achieve reciprocity or reciprocal as well as lossless condition. So this cannot be achieved simultaneously if all the ports are matched. Okay, so if you, that is justified with these equations. Okay, so just if you put the one of the value 0 and corresponding values, if you calculate it, then you will come to know, so the same values, it is the same S matrix values, it is taking two different values. So that's why if all the ports are matched and the network, if it is reciprocal, we cannot achieve the lossless condition. So that's why what we need to do, in order to achieve both lossless as well as reciprocity, so what is the condition you need to do? You need to, at least one port you should not match. Okay, so one port you should not match, so then you can able to achieve reciprocal as well as lossless, that we will see. So now if you take the earlier one, so if this matrix, if you take and if you put these values, it will leads to two conditions. That is, so if you achieve the lossless condition, so the network is not reciprocal, or if you achieve the reciprocity, then the network will not be lossless. So that is the two condition it will come. So now if the network is not reciprocal, okay, so if all the ports are matched, see the diagonal columns, if the all the ports are matched, so then if you get the network, if it is non-reciprocal, then we can achieve two conditions. That means, so it will become two types of circulator, that is one is one clockwise and one is another anti-clockwise. So that two condition you will going to achieve when the network, so if it is not reciprocal. So if you see the S matrix, so 0 0 1 means this is S13. When the input power is given from 3, the output will be go only at 1. That is what S31, and it won't be reciprocal. That is, if I give power at 1, it won't go to 3. So generally if you give power 1, it will go to 2, and if you give power 2, it will go to 3. So that means it is only one directional. So since the network is not non-reciprocal, so the only one direction the power will be going to flow. That is what this S matrix represents. So, and here it is in the anti-clockwise direction. If I give the power from 3, and it will go to 2, and if I give the power from 2, it will go to 1. Okay, so that is what here it is representing, that is, so S12 equal to 1. So if I give the power at 2, it will go to 1. And similarly, if I give the power at, so it is 3, so 2 3, if I give the power at 3, it will go to 2. And similarly, if I give the power at 1, it will go to 3. So that is what S31. Okay, so this condition only satisfy when the network is non-reciprocal. Now if I take one port is unmatched and if I want to achieve the lossless condition, so a lossless and reciprocal 3-port network can be realized only when two ports are matched and other port is not matched. That means one of the ports you should not match, so that we can achieve both lossless as well as reciprocal. Okay, so now that condition if you achieve, then you can represent the matrix form like this. So this is having some phase, and also this port 1 and port 2 it will be having the direct power transfer, that is from 1 to 2 and 2 to 1. And if you not match the third port, it is completely decoupled from the other ports. So here all are connected each other, but in this case if you want to achieve lossless as well as reciprocal, then the third port is decoupled from the two ports, which will be achieved as a lossless and reciprocal network. So this is what the condition need to achieve in the 3-port network. If I want reciprocal and lossless, you need to match only 2 ports, and you have to not match with the third port. And if I want to get the circulator kind of thing, the network should not be a reciprocal. Okay, so it should be a non-reciprocal. So that will be uh, getting from these matrices. Okay, so now to be lossless, the following unitary condition must be satisfied. As I said here, so if the network should be lossless and reciprocal, if I want to get the lossless condition, so these are the conditions should be satisfied. So that is S13 star it should be equal to S23, which will be equal to 0, and these are all the equations should be satisfied. How it will be? So take the just if you take the matrix which is S11, S12, S13, S21, S22, S23, and S31, S32, S33. So now to achieve the lossless condition, I should not match the port 33. So that's why these two will become 0. Okay. So if I get these two will become 0, what is the matrix? 0, S12, S13, and S21, 0, S23, and similarly S31, S32, and S33. So now if I want to get the unitary property, just multiply the same column with the same column. What you will get? So you will get S21 square, that is S21 into S21, plus S31 square, which will be equal to 1. So that you will get the equation for. So since we have the reciprocal, so we can write it this S31 as S13 and S23 as S32. So that we can write it as, since the network is reciprocal. Okay, so what we can write? 0, S12, S13, and similarly here S12, 0, S23, and similarly you can write here S13, S13, S23, and then S33. Okay, so now if you take this matrix, so applying the reciprocity, you will get the equation. So what we can replace? S31 we can replace it as S13. Okay, so you can replace S12 as S13 square, which will be equal to 1. So that will be given it as this equation. In the similar way, you multiply this one, you will get S12 square plus S32 square. So sorry, so S32 we have replaced this S23, that is S23 square, which is equal to 1. That will be given by this equation. And similarly, third column if you multiply S13 square plus S23 square plus S33 square, which will be equal to 1. So that will be given by this equation. And to get the orthonormal property, multiply the column with the complex conjugate other column, you will get these conditions. So how we will get? Just multiply these two with these two. So what you will get? 0 into 0. So the 0 into S12 is 0. So now S12 into 0 is 0. Now S13 complex conjugate into S23, which will be equal to 0. So if you multiply first column with the second column, so you will get the first condition. So similarly, second and third, if you multiply, this will become 0 and you will get this equation, that is S12 complex conjugate S13 plus S23 complex conjugate S33, which will be equal to 0. So that is what we will get here, this equation, S12 complex conjugate S13 plus S23 complex conjugate S33. Similarly, you multiply 1 and 3 or 3 and 1, you will get the third one. So for the third one, the first element will become 0. So then S23 complex conjugate into S12. So that is S23 complex conjugate into S12. So these two elements, and similarly S33 complex conjugate S13 plus S33 complex conjugate S13. This will become equal to 0. So that is what this condition. So in order to be lossless, so the following unitary condition must be satisfied by applying the reciprocal property. So by taking this S matrix, apply the matched ports which is having 0, and you have to apply the reciprocal property, and then you will get the equation for lossless. So in order to satisfy the network should be lossless, all these conditions should be satisfied. Then you can get the 3-port network which is lossless as well as reciprocal condition. So if you get that condition, both lossless as well as reciprocal, then we can represent the network like this. So that means the third port is completely decoupled from the port 1 and port 2. And we can represent in terms of the phase e power j theta, which is S21, and S12, which is e power j theta, and different phase will be there for the third port. So this is what the 3-port network, that is T junction. Okay. So now if you coming to the 4-port network, so generally we'll call it as directional coupler. So how it will be? It will be a 2-port which will be, we can represent like this. This is port 1, port 2, and port 3, port 4. Okay. So we can represent like this also, or you can even other type of representation is there, that I will show later. So this is a 4-port network which will be called it as directional couplers. So what will happen in the 4-port network? If you take the scattering matrix and if I put the condition that all the ports are matched, that is, so matched at all the ports. If I take this condition, then your diagonal elements will become 0. That means if the port is matched, particular port is matched, that S parameter will become 0. So now all the ports are matched, so that the diagonal elements will become 0. So now if you consider the multiplication of row 1 and row 2. So this row and this row if I multiply, so what will happen? 0 into S12 is 0 and this will become 0. And if you take the orthonormal property, so you will get S13 complex conjugate into S23, that is this element, and S14 and S24. S14 complex conjugate into S24, which will become equal to 0. Okay. So now this is applying the orthonormal property, so we'll get this equation. So now if I multiply the 4 and 3, that is 3 and 4 row in the S matrix, you will get this equation. So just check it, this will become 0, 0 into 3 4, and 0 into 3 4, S34, it will become 0. So only these elements will be there, that is S14 into S13, that is S14 complex conjugate into S13 plus S24 complex conjugate into S23. So that will become 0. So you will get, so if I multiply 1 and 2 and row 3 and 4, you will get these equations. And if you multiply these two equations by S24 complex conjugate, so this is, if you multiply this one with S24 complex conjugate, and if you multiply this one S13 complex conjugate, then you will subtracting those two equations, you will get this equation. So how we will get this? Just if you take S13, so if you take 0 0 0 0, S12, S13, S14, S21, S23, S24, S31, S32, S34, and S41, S42, S430. So if you take this one and if you multiply, you will get it. So that equation, I will directly write that equation, and if you take this complex conjugate, if you multiply to this equation and subtract, you will get this equation. And similarly, if you multiply the row 1 and row 3, so now we have multiplied 1 and 2. Now if you multiplied, that is 1 and 2 as well as 3 and 4. Now you take 1 and 3, 2 and 4. So now if you take 1 and 3, if you multiply 1 and 3, what will happen? So the first and this one will go 0, and S12, S23, that is S12 star into S23 plus S14 star into S34, that will become 0. And similarly 24 if you multiply, so the fourth one will go 0, second one will go 0. You will get S14 star into S12 plus S34 star into S23. So this you will get it. And if you multiply these two by S12 as well as S34, you will get this equation. And subtracting those equations, multiply this one S13 and multiply this one by S34, and if you subtract those two, you will get this equation. So now from these two equations, okay, so here I can write it as S14, I can equate it to 0. Okay, so from this equation I can equate it S14 as 0, and from this equation I can equate it S23 as 0. So now if I equate that, both the condition S14 and S23 will become 0, which results in a directional coupler, that is S12 which will become equal to S34, and here so the same condition will be getting, that is S13 will be equal to S24. Okay, so then the self product of rows of unitary scattering matrix yields. So now if you take that product of the rows, then you will get it this equation. So if I put this condition, that is S14 equal to S23 equal to 0, okay, so what you will get? So since the network is reciprocal, what you will get? So 0, S12, S13, S14. So similarly here S12, 0, so 22 and 23, and S24, and S31 will be equal to S31, S32, 0, and S34. So now S41 will be, you can, so since the network is reciprocal, so you can write it as S14, and similarly S42 you can write it as S24, 0, and S, so this is 0, so you can write this one as S34 itself, whatever it is reciprocal, and this is reciprocal, and this is equal element, and this will be equal. So this you can write it as S13. Okay, so now we got the condition that S14 equal to 0 and S23 will be equal to 0. Now if I incorporate this condition, what you will get? You will get 0, S12, S13 and 0, and similarly S12, 0, S23 is also 0, and you will get S24, and S13, S32 and 0, and S34. So So this also we can replace it as S23. So here it is S23. So this will also become 0. So then S14 and S24, S34, so on 0. Okay, so now if you multiply the columns, so what you will get? So these equations you will get. So if you multiply the corresponding columns here, so you will get this equation, that is S12 plus S13 square equal to 1. So that S1, so this, since this is 0, S14 is 0, so you can put here 0. Okay, so now what is the resultant matrix? So you will get that 0, S12, S13, 0, S12, 0, 0, S24, and similarly S13, 0, 0, S34, and here 0, S24, S34, 0. Okay, so now if you correspondingly multiply this matrix, you will get, so the equations which is, okay, so I'll write it here only. So if you multiply this corresponding column, okay, so you will get S12, S12 square plus S13 square equal to 1, and similarly this one S12 square plus S24 square equal to 1. Okay, S12 square plus S24 square equal to 1 if you multiply the second column, and similarly third one, it will give S13 square plus S24 square equal to 1, and similarly this one. So the same equations which we got here, that is 12 square plus 13 square equal to 1, 12 and 24, so 3 13 and 34, and 24 and 34. So now after getting this equation, that we know that, so if you take this one of this equation, or if you subtract any of these two equations, say for example if I take these two, okay, so what you will get? So if I take the first two equation, that is S12 square plus S13 square, which is equal to 1, and so what is the one more equation? One more equation is S12 square, S24 square, okay, plus S24 square equal to 1. So now if I subtract these two equations, so this will get cancelled. So if I subtract these two equations, what you will get? S13 square minus S24 square, which will be equal to 0. So that means S13 will be equal to S24. So that condition we get here. Okay. So if I take any two equations and if you subtract it, you will get the, so condition that S13 equal to S24, and similarly you will get S12 equal to S34 also. Okay. So now after this simplification, we can choose whatever the remaining the parameters. Okay. So now if I apply these conditions into the matrix, so what you will get? So we get this one also, and also one more, we will get that S12 equal to S34. So that also we got here. So now if I put this equation, so what you will get? So you will get the matrix as this one. Okay, so and also putting the dot product of rows 2 and rows 3, so this will be equal to 0, which yields the relation between the phase component. So now if I choose the matrix elements like this, that is S12 have a magnitude and S34 have a magnitude, and S13 and S24 have a magnitude. Now if I define the components in terms of magnitude and phase for these whatever we obtained S13 and S24, so then we will get, so we take this as S12 S34 as alpha and S13 as beta into e power j theta and S24 as beta into e power j phi. If you substitute these values, so you will get this. So equations, that is S12 star S13 plus S24 star S34 equal to 0, again by applying the orthonormal property, which yields two conditions, that is the theta and phi whatever you put here, okay, so that will be equal to the pi plus multiples of 2 pi. Now if I take the this one as 0, and you will get theta plus phi equal to pi. So this condition we can realize by putting the theta and phi value equal, and or any one of the values will be equal to pi by 2. Okay, so if I take theta and phi both are equal, so then you will get the symmetric coupler. And if I give only one value of the either theta or phi equal to pi, then you will get the anti-symmetric coupler. So that is what the condition. So now if I just put the values of S matrix, okay, so you put the values of S matrix here, that is whatever we defined here, S12 equal to S34 equal to alpha, which is this one, okay. And so another condition, that is S13 equal to beta into e power j theta and S24 equal to beta into e power j phi. So that if you put this matrix, it will become. So now if I put theta equal to phi equal to pi by 2, okay, so then you will get the, so this is a symmetric coupler scattering matrix. And if I take theta equal to 0 and phi equal to pi, what will happen? If I put theta equal to 0, so then this will become S13 will become equal to 1. And if I put the, so phi as pi, and this will become equal to -1. S24 will become equal to minus beta, and S13 will become equal to plus beta. So that is what we infer here. So if I put the value of phi, it will become minus beta, and put the value of theta equal to 0, I will get plus beta. And this is the matrix for anti-symmetric coupler. Okay, so this is about the symmetric and anti-symmetric coupler. So now how the phase variation it will become, it will given by this equation. If you want symmetric and anti-symmetric coupler, based on this equation, you have to put the values of theta and phi. So this is how the coupler is derived from the S matrix. Okay. So now you can see the two types of representation. You can use directional coupler, that is input, and through port we can call it as port to S through port, because the power is flowing from port 1 to port 2 directly, and the port 4 is isolated, because if I give the power at port 1, it won't come to the port 4. Okay, ideally this will be having 0 power, and this coupling port, it will be having some coupled power, that we need to design for a different power coupling, that is 3 dB coupler, 6 dB coupler, 10 dB coupler, whatever the user requires, that much coupling we need to design. Okay, so these two couplers differ only in the choice of reference plane. So in addition, the amplitudes alpha and beta are independent. So this alpha and beta are independent. We can design equation as per 7.14. So here we have given the equation at 7.14, which is this one. So based on this, we can define the value of alpha and beta, which are independent. Okay. So now apart from this, so we have already derived this equation, which is S41, S14 equal to S23 equal to 0. That is for directional coupler. So the directional coupler, in the sense, as I said, how much the coupling power we need to design, that is user defined. Based on that, we need to define the values of other parameters, that is alpha, beta, theta, and as well as phi. So now if I alpha and beta, if it is 0, which implies that all these parameters is 0, that is the two decoupled port. That means, so if you go to the matrix, that is this matrix, if alpha equal to 0, beta equal to 0, then the parameters which S12 and S34, all these will become 0. Okay, so this all these parameters will become 0. That means the ports are decoupled. Decoupled in the sense only the power will flow between port 1 and port 2 and port 3 and port 4. So there is no power coupling between these two ports if all these parameters are 0, or if you get alpha equal to 0, beta equal to 0. So there is no power coupled between these ports. So completely this port 1 and port 2 with respect to port 3 and port 4 are decoupled. There is no coupling power which is coming from, if I apply the power at the input port 1, there is no power which is flowing at something like port 4, which is the coupled port in our earlier case. If alpha is and beta is not equal to 0, then the power is coupled from port 1 to some port 4, that is coupled port. And if alpha equal to 0, beta equal to 0, these ports are completely decoupled. Okay, and there is no power which is flowing from port 1 to this port or coupled port. So this is what the directional coupler. Okay, so now if you derive the important results from the port 4 port network, so the coupling factor, as I said, if I fed the power from port 1 to port 3, how much is the power is coupled to the coupled port. Okay, so if I take the network, so if I take the port 1, port 2 and port 3 and port 4, now how much the power is coupled. This is the coupled port, and how much is the coupling factor we have to define using this equation. That is, this is the power P1 and this is the power P3. So if you take the ratio of P1 by P3, you will get the coupling factor. That will be defined in terms of matrix. So if you see here matrix, what is the value? It is beta 1 to 3. So that beta will give you the coupling factor. So this is the coupling factor. And directivity, you can see how much directly the power is going from 1 to 2, or you can say 3 to 4. Okay, you can define either 3 to 4 as per this diagram. Okay, so as per this diagram, how much power it is going from 3 to 4 or directly from 1 to 2. So that is directivity, we can call it as. So that will be defined it as P3 by P4, or you can define it as P1 by P, that is P1 by P2. Okay, so that will be given it as, so beta by S14. Why it is given it as S14 is, so if the power fed from port 1, okay, so here only you can see, so if the power is fed from port 1, okay, if the power is fed from port 1, so whatever the coupled port here, how much the port is directly, the power is directly going from 3 to 4. Or if you fed the power at port 3 instead of port 1, how much power it is going from 3 to 4. So that is what the directivity. Okay, either you can feed the power at port 1 or you can feed the power at port 3. So that is what the directivity. And S14, so this is actually the isolation, the ratio of this beta, whatever coupled for port as well as the isolation, that will give the even directivity. Or you can take directly, this equation is better to understand how much power it is coming from 3 to 4. And isolation, as I said, if I feed the power at port 1, what is the power at port 4? So that is the isolation. So how much the port 4 is isolated from the port 1. So that is what we will get the isolation. And also insertion loss, it is directly how much power it is from 1 to 2 as like directivity. So we can consider it as S1. So now by these equations we can consider isolation is nothing but, so the addition of directional coupling factor, that is directivity and coupling factor, that will give the isolation. And this is the S matrix for the directional coupler in terms of power. Okay, so this is the in general S matrix. Okay, so if you consider it as a power feeding, So this will be the S matrix for the directional coupler. So this is a symmetric coupler and this is an anti-symmetric coupler. Okay, so this is what the results of 3-port and 4-port network. Okay, so we'll stop here and we'll continue with the T-junction power divider in the next class. So is it understood? Any doubt in the 4-port network as well as 3-port network? No?